This is Andy Parole for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm joined by British boxing legend Nigel Benn. Nigel, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's good to hear that you're doing well. Obviously, we've all come down here today for the announcement of your return to the ring. Just talk me through your decision to give it one more go, have this final bout.
I think I had to give it one more go. My whole career, to me, personally, it's been a lie. Been unfaithful to the woman that I love so much, doing all the wrong things, suffered with depression, so much negativity that was going on in my life. Now I'm at a place of pure joy, happiness, but I still need this closure.
Talking about this closure, Sakio Bika, why Sakio, and what makes you think that a victory here, or if it was to be victorious, it would give you that closure?
Yeah, why would it give me closure? Because that's it. I want to fight somebody who's lively, that can fight, not somebody that's just going to come over here and lie down. I need somebody that's going to put me through my paces, and Sakio will. But it's like, I could have got anybody, but I wanted somebody that's like, who's got a good reputation. He's been an ex-world champion, super middleweight, WBC, so wow, had the same belt I had.
So just talk to me about Sakio then. How do you expect him to come at you on fight night? How do you expect the fight to play out between yourselves?
He's going to come at me. He's going to come at me the hammer and tongs. Could be a silly thing. Could be a very silly thing. Don't look at my age at 55. I know he's about 41. So don't feel like, there ain't no fight in the dog, because there's plenty of fight in the dog.
I spoke to your son Connor earlier, and Connor said that he'll always support you no matter what, but obviously his preference would have been that you didn't fight again. Do you understand maybe why your family thinks like that and why fans think like that?
100%. But until you've lived the life that I've lived, then you don't understand. And I get it. They don't understand. They've got to live my life, then they'll understand.
How did the conversation go down with Connor and your family when you originally told them that a date was announced?
Well, with my wife, really, it's just like, she never liked me fighting whatsoever. Never liked me fighting whatsoever. So it's just like trying to... it's taken me a long time to get here. Years. We're just like a quick fix. We're just like, took me 8 years to get her to change her mind.
You mentioned at the beginning of this interview, you felt like you had depression throughout your career. Do you always question maybe if you didn't have to deal with that, what could have depression? You mentioned throughout your career that you feel like you suffer with depression. With that in mind, do you always look back and maybe think if you didn't suffer from depression, maybe you would have achieved more? If there was anything more for you to achieve?
Well, it wasn't just depression. It was just like, drugs, sex and all that stuff that went with it. If I didn't do that, I would have been retired. I would have been that happy. But because I had all that negativity, negative stuff all around me, so it was just like about depression. It was about so much, losing my brother, losing a lot of things.
You also mentioned there was a few other opponents you was discussing, Steve Collins, Roy Jones Jr., etc. Just talk to me about those guys and how negotiations played out.
Well, Roy Jones was like wanted 10 million, so that was out of the plan. Eubank he was just messing me around. Me and Steve have known Steve for years, but he just wanted it became all about money for a lot of them. And I thought to myself, And then my agent said, Nigel, it's all about you. You're the one that needs closure, not them. And so I thought, you know what, get rid of them. Sakio Bika come along, and he said he'll just have a fight. And he thought, and he was happy with what he's getting, and that was it. So that's where we are today.
Would it have been your preference to have fought one of maybe Steve or Chris Eubank Senior?
100%. It would have been nice to fought Steve on him, but I don't have that hassle. Bika's just like that, side, boom, done, no problem.
Now, talk to me about your living arrangements. Obviously, you live out in Australia. Are you planning to come back here now for your camp and for preparation?
I'm staying here. I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying in the camp's already planned out. Everything's ready to go. So, everything's ready to go. I'm staying with Connor, so everything's good.
Who's going to be your trainer?
Adam Watt, from Australia. My trainer. It's a good trainer. Very good. My type of trainer.
Obviously, as well, living with Connor, how do you think that's going to play out between yourselves?
Well, we've only just started, so we've got to see how that's going to go. But, I've got to go.
One more question.
Yeah.
Obviously, just on Connor, he's said for a while like he wants to try and build his own name and build himself away from yourself.
Listen, I can stop you right there. He's already got his own name. When I watch how my son trains, he's friggin' frightening already. He's only 22. Me, 22, is nothing like how he is. Completely different. He's like way above me. Okay?
Nigel, thank you.